What's happening, people? We're back here once again on CubCamTV for this, another edition of CubReacts. As we jump into something a little bit different today, we are going to be doing our first battle rap reaction video. Now, obviously, for those that are aware, I've been involved in battle rap myself for a while. I've clashed myself. I've DJ'd at a lot of the big UK events, DJ'd for a lot of the big UK on-beat clashes, and I've sound clashed as well. I've done a lot of DJ clashes over the years. So it's something I am very, very interested in, and I saw this one land and I thought, you know what, I wanted to give it a go. So I gave it a quick watch yesterday and thought, you know what, we're going to try something new. We're going to do a bit of a breakdown, literally watch through the entire battle. I'm going to cut out any dry bits from the final edit, but we should be able to pretty much sit and react to this one as it happens, because I don't think it's likely to get blocked. I've spoken to the guys over at No Loose Chat and they were really cool with me doing it, so we're going to go from there. Tony D versus Georgie Roots, labelled as an era versus era clash. Obviously, when I was around, Tony D was was the top dog realistically at the time, an absolute legend in UK hip hop from numerous different angles. And then Georgie Roots is obviously one of the rapidly rising up and comers, but getting involved on a lot of cards. Really unique style about him as well. I saw this land and I thought, you know what, I'm really keen to get into it, so that's what we're going to do. As always, please do make sure you are hitting that subscribe button on the right hand side of the page, getting involved in the channel. If this goes well, we might do a few more of these as more UK clashes start to land. Things are opening up again, so we might see a few more. You might even see me DJing at a few more events now things are opening up again, but we'll see how we go. Let's crack on. This should be fun.
We're outside doing it in the fucking hood.
We rarely outside, man. Make some fucking noise because we outside.
It's good to see Tony back, man. More than anything else.
As we say, the whole gang outside with it.
The whole gang outside with it.
We outside. Listen, Georgie Roots versus Tony D. It's going down. I'm losing my fucking voice. Georgie Roots is going first, so let's go.
Let's go.
I'm interested to see how they style up against each other as well.
Come on.
Let's go. Love that. Legends. Tony. Hey, yo, Tone. For real, bro, can you hear me, mate? I beg one of you lot come and turn up his hearing aid. You won't cunt, fuck a punch. I ain't even got to start landing mine. You have already been beat half to death by the hands of time. And still that intro. Age and experience made you a master of that punch style. But me, rude boy, I got loads. I got a punchy one too, the funny one, and the angle one a lot, bro. I can dip into every bad day got inside the shop, Tone. You basically got 4 routes to choose from. You come into a crossroads, but they say find your lane.
Really nice. You know what I'm liking about this so far as well? Right from the off with Georgie Roots, he's starting off with pacing that works. He's not going straight in killer going at Tony, because it gets negated immediately as soon as Tony starts going. He's one of the smoothest people to go against. But yeah, I'm liking the start. Very smooth approach. And I'm liking what he's saying as well. That crossroads bar, 4 routes to choose from. Really, really nice.
Because Tony D a Titan, Goliath. David better be precise and aim between the eyes if he to find him slain. This is a one shot. If I crap out, I don't get to throw the dice again. But that ain't my type of game, because this shit Yahtzee. When I roll up, I'm just trying to make them die the same. But it's pastime for the pastime. I don't bring games to the damn table. I ain't that playful. He gonna say that it's a handout, and me that I should be mad grateful. But that's not me. I work for this and scrap for every damn plateful. Your hands were tied, Tony. I've been pulling strings from early, cause it's cat's cradles. And I saw you on Jen's show,
really
watching my mock battle. Sat right next to Tech. The whole time he's calling you out and you politely deject. So don't push any narrative about how you want someone else. Bro, find some respect. You told him you weren't coming outside, and now look at us.
Another thing about that, I want to know if that's freestyled or not, or whether he knew it was going to happen outside. I don't know if this event was all going to be outside. I don't know if they had a venue. Please let me know in the comments. I genuinely don't know. I forgot to ask. But it's just a really good way of putting it and saying he'd never go outside. Again, calling back to previous things Tony have said. And yeah, I'm really liking Georgie Roots' start, man. Again, the changing pacing. He hasn't gone all guns blazing from the start. He's slowly built up and built up and built up. And it's working. You can see the crowd is slowly starting to get with him. Man, I recognise so many people from that crowd. It's a wicked community.
Fucking melon. You weren't coming outside and now look at you. This is outside as it gets, but you get buried living for cherry picking. You had your seat of power, cool. This is the deposition. You should have retired by now, but you still on job. I can tell he fibbing. They said Unc about to give me this work, but it ain't nepotism. The general consensus is he hella big, but I don't know what that's about. Maybe I'm ignorant, but I only pay attention to what happens now. Or am I cursed to see things differently?
I don't know if it's just me, and I don't know if this is me being ignorant to the sort of styles that are going on at the moment. I don't watch battling as much as I used to. I try to stay up to date with all the big events. I get the pay-per-views and stuff like that. I'm seeing a little bit of New Jersey twerk, just a little bit in Roots' performance. It's like the kind of the hand shape, the general sort of poise, the movement, the speed, the pacing. I don't know if that's intentional or if that's just a general thing we're seeing across the board now, but there's elements of it. It's not necessarily saying he's copying it, but he's using parts of that in his performance, which work, clearly. It's cool.
To me, you small, and that's a vow. Bro, these bitches don't carry the same weight anymore. Not in my eyes. I'm shallow how. You're tiny. I don't think you understand me, cuz. Hold on. Rude boy, you are tiny. I don't think you understand me, cuz you are the only guy in ends wearing hand me ups. I'm talking baby.
I've never heard that before. That's a good one.
Boo-hoo boys. Fam, you are small. You wear the same shoes that I used to hang off Just Do It bags in my school. You know how I know you're really short on my dude? You get super gas when you meet anyone shorter than you. I could introduce you to my son. That should be adorable too. You walk up to him, you be like, hey yo, what's happening? I'm Tony D, taller than you.
I think as well, he's incorporating humour really well into it. Like he's got serious angles. He's got just to quickly check that. Yeah, he's got serious angles. He's got some more sort of intense sort of patterns. Again, there's almost like a kind of poetry in motion in the way he's writing. It's almost like quite biblical, a lot of the stuff, the way that the passages kind of come together. But it's a really impressive first round, and I think against Tony, you can't, from what I remember of Tony, you can't ever go at him just all guns blazing because he will just style on you. And I think Georgie's coming with a very kind of an assertive kind of energy in the ring, you know. Even though this is outside, it's not as many people, there's still that sort of physicality going on, and it's really good to see him kind of develop in that field. I feel this is like the strongest he's kind of come across in kind of stature and stance and the way he holds himself. From what I've seen of Georgie, I think I've seen 3 things with him in, so yeah.
We outside. Let's see this. Here we go. Let's go, brother. Yo, you talked about my age. Well, let me get this brother get told, because I done buried friends younger than me and my baby nephew. So the only thing worse than getting old is not getting old. Listen.
Good flip. Good
I didn't know what George I'd be getting. Hair out or man bun?
Gang.
I just know what Georgia be getting from hair out, man, but he wanted the...
That's the most classic sounding Tony bar as well. It's kind of, just quickly, it's kind of like using that, I don't want to say URL style because that's quite broad. It's a more American style of writing more than anything else, but Tony does it so well. He's so good at kind of lacing UK references throughout it, and it's sounding very much like him, you know? He's always been a master at kind of transcending across different styles. I think that's such a typical Tony bar. Like, it's crazy.
But he wanted the fade. I patterned something up just so. This the #1. You getting clipped, that mean your buzz cut, bro. Feel like I'm fresh out of Pentonville and just touched road, cause these bars have me sat down. Now I'm back out. Unks come home.
I think Tony's so good at doing those as well. The ones that are like the ones that the bars that aren't necessarily punchlines. Unless there's a reference there that I'm not getting, but they aren't necessarily punchlines all the time. They're just statements. Soul's really good at doing it as well. Just like bars that finish with statements that makes sense, and there's like a coolness to the statement. Really, really good.
Rap habitat. And I'm en route. Like 2 minutes away, bro. Traffic's mad. So get prepared. So get prepared for an influx of clever statements, cause our black and put down roots like the Windrush generation. You don't know what you facing. It's like you walking in dark. But how best for me to frame this window? Curtains. Well, that's the thought that is spark, cause I put it together till daybreak when I pull them apart.
That's the bar of the battle so far. Daybreak when I pull them apart, curtains, this window. Yeah, crazy. There's so many things. Tony's good at this as well. I say good. He's one of probably top 3 in the UK to ever do it. That's an understatement for a lot of people. Like he's in that like elite bracket and always has been. He's so good at finding those kind of scheme punches that people haven't done before. He's always good at finding little pockets of kind of language that people haven't exploited yet, which is really, really cool.
You done ran with the puppies. Well, now they let a wolf in the park. You done swam with guppies, and now you in a pool with a shark. So
Everyone knows what he's going to say. So
I'm the
good.
big homie for every spitter in your circle. You talk about outside. Bro, I've been outside since you man still had curfew.
I don't know if that's a pre-bottle, but that's fire. Like the back and forth that's kind of going on in the middle of this is kind of taking it to a new level. Even if it's unintentional, it's adding to what's going on. This is wicked. The atmosphere of the battle's great as well. This is a proper reminiscent of... I tell you the atmosphere it reminds me of. It reminds me of Marlo versus Pedro. Like, everyone there is clearly very interested in what's going on. And the general vibe is really, really good, man. It's wicked to see Tony back at it.
And now you swan about bollocks out. Like, look what we've accomplished. Wow. Like you ain't the COVID generation that's never even rocked a crowd. So this is where me and Airbnb find common ground. Cause this is my house. I just let you stay here cause I'm not around.
Yeah, Tony's killer. This is prime Tony again right here. It's sick to see. I don't know when he last clashed before this, but this
could have been you lucky.
This is a Tony you don't want to go against. Crazy.
But I've come home. Uh-oh. Pack up, bro, just go. There's differences between us. They done know, because everything about me says main stage, and everything about you says front row. Since you was unknown to unload, gung-ho, and then shot after shot, and then shot after shot, and then shot after shot until the room smell like gun smoke. That's why I'm punching from the off like it's on site. That's why I'm punching from the off like it's on site. My mind sharp. You push my button, I pop like a lock knife. This the pitch. Wow. And you a poodle in a dogfight. Your pilot still in training. You're not quite top flight. Watch guys stop, drop digits like frostbite. But me and you are not size. Tell him again. Tell him again. Listen. That's not.
What's wicked about this, you know, is the back and forth they're having. They are kind of throwing kind of concepts and things like that, like the thing about being outside, the height thing. They're kind of both talking about it. It's like a chess game, man. They're both predicting the moves the other one's going to make. And it's coming across great. It's really kind of fueling each other, it feels like. It's wicked.
Yo! Well, we occupy this time and space in a space that's beyond time. Because for them, this battle will be over like that. But for you, boy, it's gonna feel like a long night. Yeah. Georgie.
I've had that happen, and that is exactly how it feels. Yeah, there's a clash I had once with a certain Juan, which didn't go very well. That was the longest 30 minutes of my life. But yeah, no, it's wicked imagery from Tony. He's so good at doing that.
Who?
Roots? Come
I
on.
don't give a fuck. You got the wrong guy. Time.
I think I've got to go Tony first round. Georgie's first round was wicked. But yeah, Tony's first round was one of the best rounds I've heard from Tony in a long time. That could, I mean, depending on how this now goes, I had a quick skim through this yesterday, just to sort of get an idea for it. And this is the first time properly sitting down and analysing every part of it. It's 1-0 Tony, I think. From my memory of it, Georgie turns up a fair bit in the second round, though. So we'll see. It's close.
Of course, it's me and you, bro. Love that. Alright, let's get it straight. I ain't even been battling for 2 years, and I got you, bruv. Who else got a better rate? I mean, I have plenty battles, but this one mean the most. This shit is like my special day, and they see me put the knife in a couple rounds before, but not here. This is slice to celebrate. And if any cunt deserve to get a plate, it's me, right? Because I iced every tear beneath me. Came green for the top. Code name, Wedding Cake. Code name, Wedding Cake. Oh, you got that legend.
You know, the thing about Georgie Roots in this battle that I'm loving is, again, it's the stature. He's using his height to his advantage. He's using, being a bit more physical. He's moving around the arena a bit more. Say arena, it's literally by garages, but you get what I mean. And I think it's that comes with experience, man. From what I remember, you just have a more natural, composed kind of feel when you're in these environments, when you've been doing it for a while. And Georgie said he's been battling 2 years. It's around that sort of time you start to get comfortable, from what I remember. And yeah, it's wicked to see, man. I think he is smashing it. The fact that this isn't like, with the round that Tony had, the fact that this isn't like wipe the floor scenario is very good for Georgie Roots.
Status. You got that legend status, but you ain't putting in no effort lately, cause you got hella lazy. Not me though. Even without them same echo chambers, I made my name resonate. Gee, I came up at the small rooms with no crowd. This the first time I've been center stage, and it's been a hard road. The highway to hell seemed like a better phrase, cause Roots been smoking. I cleanse your aura with it. Maybe that's why they had to send a sage. What do you call me?
Send us sage. That's fire. In the sort of context, it's talking about like herbs and aromas and stuff. That's crazy. Yeah, this is wicked, mate.
The
atmosphere in this class is wicked.
Highway to hell seemed like a better phrase, cause Roots been smoking. I cleanse your aura with it. Maybe that's why they had to send a sage. What do you call me? COVID crop. What makes you think you ill enough to stop me if a pandemic ain't? Do you even know who you are speaking to, Tony?
Mate, the back and forth is crazy.
Tony? You are speaking to Georgie. I am deeply important. I did the most for this shit over the past 2 years when it really needed endorsement from you, so-called giants, and those who made their names in the seasons of glory but stood idly by watching my era bleed to reform it. We built castles out of the rubble and debris that had fallen while you were sleeping and dormant and couldn't even support shit. This became my baby. What'd you do, father the modern game? To me, you are the deadbeat leaving it orphaned. And now he's in the courtroom. You gotta pay your child maintenance, Tony, because you let us fend for ourselves after eating your portion. You didn't show up for years to give a decent performance. You poisoned the fruits of your labor. And now your career is deep in its autumn. Fuck a bad apple, you're rotten to the core. A disease in the orchard.
This is crazy.
And all these
that, I've got to say, on a writing level, that scheme was outrageously good from Georgie. I like the angle. It's an angle that's sort of been touched on, but not as in-depth with Tony. And obviously him coming back and Georgie being one of this newer crop that's kind of doing things. It's the first time it's kind of been touched on, that I've heard, anyway, in this more sort of modern era where this conversation can kind of happen. I mean, I don't particularly agree with it, but the way it's always the same with battle rap. If you can paint a picture and paint an angle, and it becomes believable, then you believe it. And it's really, really good writing from Georgie.
Got their bias, right? All these men got their bias, right? They think you a god, Tony, but I ain't got a pious side. I got a violent side. And all you man can chat shit about my era. It is by the by. I seen what you write online, but me, I ain't the type to type. So all band together through your little hate. Yeah, launch a vitriol, cool. Diatribe. And All you man talk about UK battle rap falling off and how it's Rowan's fault, but that's a load of talk, because you so quick to afford the platform. When you's the one that controlled the floor, yous were the ones who built the castles, yet speak on their downfalls. Left me wondering why you couldn't hold the fort. Instead of fighting through the trenches, you man stayed at home indoors and fully forgot what it felt like to go to war. I know you getting put to the cross, Tony, but you are the figurehead, and these men seem to think that you're a messiah. Well, cool, bro, because I am Roman law, and you have to pay, and you have to pay for everyone's sins, because that is what atonement meant for.
That whole scheme leading up to that as the punchline, I've never heard atonement being used in that way against Tony before. That whole scheme of kind of leaving and then moving into that sort of Roman angle, and obviously you being a messiah, like you let everything crumble, you being a messiah. The way that's all tied together is pretty impeccable writing, I've got to say. Again, the use of language is so broad. I'm hearing words in that, like obviously pious-side and stuff like that, and it's a lot of it is kind of making it sound more original, but none of it is out of place. Like it's not multis for the sake of multis. It's just it's a very well put together angle, and the payoff with that atonement for. Atone is meant for, atonement for, like, you know what I'm saying. I don't need to explain it to you. If you're watching this and you watch battle rap, you'll get it. But that's crazy, mate. That's a very impressive round. That is, it's almost Ilmac-esque, I feel, in the way that he's kind of built this concept over the course of the round, and the payoff is that final punchline. And there's punchlines throughout it, don't get me wrong, that are cold, but that final thing is what kind of knocks it out the park. Wicked round. This is great so far. Happy I'm doing it.
Let's go, Tony.
And Tony's on Tony D, let's go.
Let's go, Tony. Come on. Everything you just said, this is how I turn it back to you. You admitted I'm already a legend. Of course I've been chilling. What more do I have to do? Big listen.
It's all right.
Tell him. He said he's a chameleon, and he blend to fit the room in. Well, it's funny that the punk...
Right from the off, that I don't know if I've seen the clash where Georgie Roots says that. However, it's a questionable thing to say about yourself in a scenario where you are almost judged on how realistic you are a lot of the time. So saying you changed for where you are, I get why you'd say it, but it's just a bit of a... That seems like the sort of thing you would say early on in a battle rap sort of resume, shall we say.
Jumped up to get beat down with a brand newbie, but blend to fit the room he in. The nerve of that. Because when you change your approach to people based on skin color, bro, there's a word for that.
You know what? I don't know if in the previous battle that's what Georgie Roots is referring to. However, now Tony has said that is what he was referring to. Again, it's kind of painting the narrative, and Tony's done a wicked job of literally straight away going, this is what you said, this is what you meant, and this is where we're going. And everyone, you can see the reaction to people's faces, like, okay, this is where we're going, we're on board.
Bro, come on. That same mock battle. Let's go back and rewind, and we'll catch all the times that you equated blackness with crime. It was subtle, it wasn't obvious, but you made them synonymous when you questioned Moke's blackness for doing something positive. Now, I get how you tried.
So judging by what Tony's saying, that is the angle he was going on, so fair enough. It's a very open angle to go at as well. Again, it just seems like the sort of thing you'd say when you were newer in the game, without sounding like an absolute without sounding incredibly patronizing, but that's the sort of impression I'm getting.
To inextricably tie melanin with a predilection for crime, but I teach primary school, so that bit was a lie. And listen, and I'm raising 2 black children that won't adhere to your stereotypes. So here's the thing, brother. We share a class-based struggle, but yours is not added to due to skin color. We saw it, once the Euros has ended.
It's coming home.
It's coming home. So, once the Euros had ended, all the spawn and aggression and the source of the venting was appallingly centered on the race of those who didn't kick a ball in a net, and it should have taught you this lesson, that when you make a mistake, your humanity is not called into question.
That's outstanding writing from Tony. That's crazy. You know when you like have this conversation, and you end up talking to these people that are very much on the other side of the fence, and they're very much on an all lives matter sort of. When you find yourself in a conversation with someone like that, I feel what he's just said there is one of the best ways to describe that. Again, I'm a white guy who lives in the south of England in a very moderately wealthy area, so take that for what it's worth. The kind of precision at which that has been kind of constructed, it's outstanding writing from Tony. Truly, truly outstanding. It just makes the point like bang on. Again, it's what Tony's so good at.
So don't mention nothing racial here. Cause your knowledge is patchy at best and it just don't connect like my facial hair. You better take some care. Slow down and relax. There's no doubt in the fact that Georgie, you don't get to tell black people how to be black. You've been welcomed in this culture club. Open arms, go freely in. Then
He's talking about chameleons. He's just said cultures club. And he's just said league he's in or something like that. We know it's Karma Chameleon is going to be the punchline in some way, but I'm keen to see how unique Tony does it. What's that? Oh, yeah.
Turned around and did that. Well, that's why I got a boy, George. Karma Chameleon.
He found the pocket. He always finds the pocket. That little pocket of uniqueness in written form. Tony's one of the best at doing it. Tony and Soul and Karen, they always find a unique place to go.
Hold it down, hold it down.
It's a boy George. What?
Listen. So this onslaught launched with atomic bomb force. It shot Poseidon, the wrath of Poseidon, tsunami rising offshore till your wave crash. And I'm here, still clapping like encore. I came to make a movie, start to finish. First draft of popcorn, and it's based on a book. That's that old school magic, like Hogwarts. Listen, I'm top drawer. This is stroll in the park, and I took the lead. What that means is you getting dog walks on. Listen, that's an ego.
I think that might be the first bar that I've heard any similarity to from Tony this whole battle. Like, I've heard people say similar things with a similar sort of payoff or punchline. It's the first time I've heard it this entire battle from Tony.
Between you and me,
I mean, let's be real. Clashing has been around for, 15... Like, in this format, we're talking 15 years at this point. 15, 16, 17, however long you want to be. The fact that it's taken this long for him to say something that's already been said over the course of 15 years, arguably a lot longer than that as well. That's crazy. That's not like a sneak diss. That's just it's actually a compliment more than anything else.
Oh, bro, we both know my shit patterned. Like 90s Machino clothes and this still... All over. And this still poison. Listen. No, chill. Suck your mum, I'm killing a guy out here.
I reckon Georgie's face right there says, this can't get cut short because this is looking very, very good. This is going to do numbers, this clash, I've got to say. Like, I'm just going to fast forward it until we get back into...
5 minutes, uncle.
I said I was skipping through it yesterday, and I think this took a little while to resolve, but I think we're back in.
5 minutes.
Let's go.
My shit patterned. Listen. Hey, yo. My shit patterned like 90s mosquito clothes. Now, this is poison. So watch it go through a body like a chemo dose. And now break roots down like deconstructing the genome code. This is 3-0. Oh. Even though you've been achieving a lot. Lately, if he seem a bit odd or it's been a bit off, it's because this week his job we get to speak to the boss. It's confession time.
I think Tony's rounds are a little bit longer.
Like, Father, forgive me. Student versus teacher is not this sacrifice. This sort of sacrifice more pattern like a priest to his God. See, for me, this easy. I trod this path for a while. For you, you ain't even booked half a mile. See me? I fathered your father's style. So you are my grandbaby bastard child. See, when you put names like...
Mate, the craziest thing about this, I know I'm talking a lot, this is going to be a long video, I need to work out how to format these best, this is the first time doing it, but again, that back and forth, that idea of like sort of fathering a scene, Tony's talking about it and Roots is talking about it, the back and forth, the way they're calling each other out says, and they're kind of going back and forth on things, said that this is, in my head, it seems like it's tactical. Both of them have thought very closely about what other people are going to say. There's countermeasures in their rounds to what the other person's going to say. Whether it's intentional or not, I don't know, but it makes the whole thing just seem so much more built up and impactful.
These against greats like me, that's high risk blood and it aids in his demise like HIV. But wait,
Enough noise out here.
I need to lay the truth bare today. Times by myself I did the math and calculated how to get Roots squared away. You knew there, okay? I'll wait for you to catch up. No problem.
Tony looks comfy.
You know you
He always looks comfy. But he looks
how to get Roots squared away. You knew here, okay? So listen up. Bro, you see this battle rap thing you're doing? Swear down, I used to be like the king and stuff. I was surgical with this shit. A gifted touch. Well, now they brought me back for fixing up a quick body. That's a nip and tuck. Georgie who? Georgie, I don't give a fuck.
Nice. I'll be honest, Georgie's round for me was more well constructed overall. It was a singular point with a really, really good payoff. I think Tony's round had a lot of different areas it went to. I don't think there was a bar in Tony's round that hit as hard as the payoff for Georgie's round. I'd probably say 1-1, but Tony took the first by a lot more than I would say Georgie edged the second, if that makes sense. I mean, both of them are swinging. The general structure's been crazy. This is the best I've seen Tony in a while. There's a lot of very, very good punchlines in that round as well. This is a very, very solid clash. I think Tony's rounds are a lot longer than Georgie's on second viewing as well. This is wicked. So good for you,
Hold it down. Top of the third round. It's on Georgie Roots. Let's go. Bring it home, George.
I'm too happy to deliver this. Let's go. Hey, bro, you know what makes me sick? People with your talent. Oh, fuck it. Right, you know what makes me sick? People with your talent and influence having a work rate that's myth. Apparent captains who have been aboard the ship since its maiden trip, not working harder to save the ship. So-called legends who can pack out venues every single time they come outside, staying in. Do you know what? Do you know what else makes me sick, Tony? lazy pricks. You take the piss. It has been ages since you really pulled your weight in this, yet you come waltzing in like you own the place, even though you barely show your face in it.
Let's go,
I could give a fuck for your claim as king. This is my era. The only thing happening after this, I update my list and cross your name off it on my way to them same stages that made you shit yourself and never want to get on a plane again.
Yeah.
Made you never want to get on a plane
It's
again.
not necessarily punchline rap, it's just very good descriptive. I don't want to say breaking down because it makes it sound like 2015 again. But the way he is approaching it is very good. He's not going just punch. Tony's second round was all punch. It was all sort of 4 to 8 bar build-ups with a killer punchline at the end of it. This is a lot more just kind of deconstructing more than anything else and kind of pointing little things out and going this and that, this and that. Really cool flow patterns as well. Again, I am seeing that sort of American influence in both of them, to be honest with you.
Imagine if any of us were in his position, where would we be, blood? I would be the only aggy little chav on the URL TV app. I would be the only aggy little chav on the URL TV app. In fact, I fully guarantee that if literally any of us had the same talent that he had, they would not be outside in Camden battling me, fam. I
keep thinking he's about to
for
get
that
a bar,
utter
but he
lack of
doesn't.
energy, because the peaks of your potential was something that you ain't ever reached. In every career choice you have ever made, bro, it's clear that you ain't thinking straight. You treated this shit like a breeze so long, you lost your chance to be the winds of change. You like Da Vinci with that rudimentary helicopter. Bro, you had everything set and aligned and perfected over years of obsessive design. What you were building was ingenious and way ahead of its time. The only problem is, Tone, we couldn't get it to fly. Because Real Deal gave you
so well structured.
you little pussy, oh.
Again, the pacing on Georgie's rounds is so good. Like, it's such an improvement. It's not just like full gun ho right from the start. He builds up. The intensity builds with it. It means you go on a journey with him as a listener, and it just makes everything more impactful over time.
Set and aligned and perfected over years of obsessive design. What you were building was ingenious, way ahead of its time. The only problem is, Tony, we couldn't fucking get it to fly. Real Deal gave you PTSD, you little pussy, oh. You ain't battled internationally since 2013. I mean, you climbed peaks, but astronomical heights you couldn't quite reach. What use is being a big fish if you can't cross the pond? Something isn't right, T. You were too afraid to fly. But if you look more towards the sky, we could have dropped the fish in a barrel mentality and got a bigger piece of the pie seized. Cause you were homegrown and potent. Choking on the dot was not your fault, blood, but you let one bad experience sour the goods and stopped allowing us to export that. You stopped showing the world that London battle rap was where the fuck it's all at. And we never got our biggest drawback just cause you suffered a drawback. This is all facts. I ain't even trying to talk smack, but bruv, let's talk smack. Cause if you had took a flight once or got your bookings right, cuz you could have been on Nome instead of looking like one.
It's cool. It's a cool bar. I mean, it is Gnome 5, like the similes already. Is it similes? Don't know, way out of the game. The word choice has already been used for that exact double meaning, but it's a different way of doing it, and it is good. It adds a little bit of humour in there as well, the way it's been done.
Imagine you didn't crumble from your setbacks and you were motivated from them. You could have lived a life of lux by now, but no, you take the lazy option. You still in the dirt with little old me. Even now, your lack of growth remains a problem. We should have known you'd come back to try grassroots, though, because you're too afraid to blossom. My path being set. Bro, you laid the groundwork, but you did it in a lazy way, because once the crack started showing roots growth, that happened at a crazy rate. Do you know what a rose from the concrete is, Tony? Of course you do. Bro, you're looking in his face today, and this is exactly what you get when there is no upkeep outside after you pave the way.
Much shorter rounds from Georgie. I don't know what the time limits are supposed to be, but it's a much shorter round. I think Georgie slapped this.
Let's go.
I have left this country once in 15 years. That's plain to see, because I don't like flying. Shit, planes ain't for me, so why would I go all the way over there when Ilmac, Chiller, Arsenal, Clips, Troy Brown, they came for me? The fuck are you talking about?
I can see both sides of the conversation, but again, it's a very good nullifying clip.
Oh, my name is my name, bro.
Go.
Nah.
You've got one.
Georgie.
Yeah, bro.
How often do you see the optician?
Talk about it.
See, when you see the optician, can you even see the optician?
Oh, that's awesome.
Those look thicker than the Bobby battle. Now, I don't know what's depleting his vision. I just know those glasses are so fucking thick. I've got a sneaky suspicion he can see what we're thinking.
Let's go.
Be a big blinking consistent. So, yeah, I bought some jokes for the job just to roast him because those glasses are thick enough to see the fucking future, bro. That's why he pissed, because he already know that he lost. He already know that he lost. The vision pictured was a fatal one. He looking at the Doctor Strange, but he can't see past his death like the Ancient One. See, he
Here for
admitted
Marvel Bars.
the 16-year-old youth in him would have given an arm and a leg to ensure that this is what his future brings. So the dreams come true. Well, it seems some do. But it's not what it seems come true, because this is where you lose a limb. You gambled for dominance. I choose to win. So put your money on the Alpha. Bet. Because after T, that's where you come in. You are nobody to me.
Tell him.
You are nobody to me. They said you deserve another big test. That's how the machine got your number when you wasn't even a person of interest. But the machine, bugging like, this is something I gotta get out of my system. They said, well, there's this new guy about and he's spitting. I said, cool. They found me a victim to let you lot know. Did that talk about how the power is shifting when I can take George Best and kill him like alcoholism? At my big age. At my big age. At my big age. Unexpected as my life been already. I didn't foresee being in my 40s giving 30s to guys in their 20s.
That's so good.
Think about his family.
That's outrageously good. I think I saw that circulated on Twitter before this dropped, but that is so good. I didn't foresee being in my 40s handing out 30s to guys in their 20s. As well, the fact earlier on he was talking about Georgie C in the future, and then he did the whole thing about losing a like that all just ties together so nicely. Yeah, that's crazy. There's been some outstanding payoffs in this, I've got to say, like top level.
Hey, at my big age, I still rock shit like the Rolling Stones, but Georgie Roots in the new strain. Bud, you getting rolled and smoked. You seen the love that they show the GOAT. They so tired of giving me my flowers. They give me roots to put in the ground to grow my own.
Again, that double thing of flowers, roots growing through the pavement. Like, again, the doubles, the way they're going at each other. There's so many, like, comparable sort of subjects that they've gone on. It's really, I don't know what, I don't know if that's just a normal thing that I forgot has happened, that I forgot happened, but it's really interesting how often it's popped up in this one.
Listen, this isn't an ops. I'm supposed to beat you. Winners giving minimal props. At the battle rap table, I sit with the gods because I've been connecting lines for time like a digital clock. So I'll wait for you. Don't worry. Think about it.
Nice. It's very typical Tony as well, like the imagery that's used on that. That's really, really cool. Very typical Tony. And I think the reason I keep saying typical Tony is because typical Tony is very, very good, and it's wicked to see him back at that level, both performance-wise and just the written level. This is a top tier Tony performance.
Keep going, man. So, listen. So, back in our days, exceptional. And still, nowadays, I'm incredible. I could beat you lying down. Like my grind game impeccable. I'm ending you. I will stop him starting. Bro, pause for people that are not secure in their sexuality. I feel bad for you.
Facts.
No pause.
No pause. We don't pause on it. Listen, I'm ending you. I will stop him starting. And I got paid. I came to eat off my return. That's the profit margin. So Tony is back. And I'm only known for quoting them facts. But when you think of the new era, they only known for cap. So you saying you beating me, bro, that's blatantly false. You a fake and a fraud. But a goat sonning a kid, that's just nature taking its course. I mean, I am the new era killer. This is the moment of truth. I came to weed them out. But I heard first you gotta go for the roots. So it's over for you. No more to be said. Georgie who? Georgie what? No, Georgie is dead, and that's time.
That was awesome. That was properly awesome. Yeah, that was awesome. Massive shouts out to No Loose Chat. I think this is definitely one that's going to go down well. I'm hoping this gets a lot of views. I'm hoping this gets the response it should do. Again, a really good kind of look at battle rap as a whole, you know. Like, Tony's one of the guys that has been involved in this game for as long as anyone. Former champ, the only undefeated champion, renounced the title after, I think it was three wins in a row. Maybe 4 wins, I can't actually remember. Arguably the best ever in the UK. I think it is between him and Soul personally. And then, yeah, it's just a wicked performance. It was great to see Georgie Roots step up as well. I like his angles. The rounds were the only annoying thing was that Georgie's rounds were a little bit shorter. If Georgie's rounds had been longer, again, I don't know the specifications, but if Georgie's rounds had been as long as Tony's, I think this might have been a lot closer. I think it is a clear dub for Tony. First and third being quite clear. I edged the second round to Georgie purely because of that atonement scheme and the fact it all tied together so nicely. Even though Tony's second was very, very good. To be honest, I could go either way, to be honest with you. It's the one that sticks out for me across those 2 rounds is that atonement bar, so that's why I go 2-1 Tony. It's wicked. Massive shouts out to No Loose Chat. Again, massive shouts out to No Loose Chat for letting me put this together. I'm going to experiment a little bit with doing battle rap reactions. If this does well, if people seem to care, if people seem to enjoy the breakdown and the analysis, then I might do another one, but we'll see. More than anything, I just wanted to jump on this because I knew it was good. And it's sick to see for UK Battle Rap. I was speaking to No Loose Chat the other day. You might see me at an event soon, DJing or something similar. So, yeah, massive shouts out to them. That's it from me, though. Please do remember to hit that subscribe button on the bottom right-hand corner of the page because we're growing on the channel a lot. Well, I think we've just hit 12.5k. So, massive shouts out to everyone who's getting involved on that front. And, of course, remember, you can catch me on Breakfast with Kovu, 7 till 10 in the AM over on Trickstar Radio. That is 7 till 10 in the AM GMT. I run the breakfast show on there. Loads of bangers all the way through. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please let me know in the comments down below. And we shall see you all next time. Peace.
Sounding so good right now.
Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel right now, CubCamTV. Stay locked.